powerful. I was going to say,
I learned by watching you, Dad.
the older you get, the harder it is to keep it hard,
Hey, it's like the doc said to the guy that was 72. You gotta use it every day. Or it goes away.
Good lessons. Welcome back to Torchlit Tavern. I'm your lesson master, Jameson Oxford. I think Strana might be the master of lessons because he just laid a good one on us. But anyway, we are a 5th edition role-playing
D&D.
Welcome.
You want to take that again?
We're a 5th edition role-play podcast that plays Dungeons and Dragons.
For the moment.
God, that was horrible. We're a 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons podcast focusing on character building and storytelling.
Leave this all in.
Take it again.
Fuck you, Jeff.
You're bad.
We're a 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons. We're a 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons podcast that focuses on role playing and storytelling.
We have done this for over a year.
Rebuttal. Insert rebuttal there.
You didn't have much.
I got nothing. I love you all. Thank you for listening. We're horrible. Yeah, I'm your lesson master. And to my freaking left.
I'm the master of lessons, apparently, because I just dropped one on Jay and fucked him up. Randall playing the Marquis, Dillon Bennett, the good boy. You know how it is. The city guard. I'm a rogue fighter, and I am the best at what I do. And what I do is really befuddle Ryan.
Piss off the party.
And speaking of which, to my left...
It's befuddlement. Befuddlement, the fucking rogue warlock. Nah, it's Roy. Played by Ryan. And, like I said, rogue warlock. And I want to maybe cast a spell today. Is that okay?
Whoa.
Can I do that?
You do you, bud.
Is it going to hurt someone?
Cool. To my left.
If it's going to hurt someone, I don't know.
I mean, you can heal him after. Person to my left.
I should. As a paladin of Newman, I should. This is good old Sobobos, played by Strana.
Did we skip Mitch? Mitch? Oh.
I met you.
That must be a problem with the connection.
Must have been. We lost a Mitch.
Hell has terrible Wi-Fi, trust me.
Who's this dapper skeleton next to me?
And to his bemusement.
Yeah, we keep saying left like that's a thing.
Shut up!
Break the fiction.
It's Jeff. That's right. Back again, ladies and gentlemen. Here to give you that sweet.
I have diabetes.
Good. You don't need your legs.
Oh, it's the holes in
what?
the feet. You gotta watch out for the holes in the feet.
That super sweet sorcerer goodness with a side of the gentleman, the skeleton, Mr.
He had to go get his hat, but he did
He had to
doff
lean
it.
away all the way from the microphone just to get his fucking hat. And you guys give me shit for not being prepared.
Excuse me, I'm writing down magical items for the future.
Oh, no, you're never getting gear again.
Fuck you.
We spent way too much time on that. This is what you get.
I mean, someone wanted to be sneaky with the gear.
I did get sneaky with the gear. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, that's right. You better thank me. You of all people.
Better fucking have the Wabberjack next time, that's all I'm saying.
Guys, the tavern looks horrible, please. Tavern keeping.
Okay.
Yes, it's time. It's time once more to...
Yeah. Shine the tables, get the chairs ready. We got company.
Jay, shut up! You're interrupting him.
That's my life. That's my job. It's my right
Well-
as the dungeon master.
Well, like you said, we're shining the tables, we're cleaning the floors. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, once again to some tavern keeping. So what we're going to do today is something we do, pretty often. And that is talk about the fact that we've got all kinds of ways to reach us, talk to us, interact with us. And let me tell you, there's a couple that you really just got to search them down. You got to find us. You got to find us out there on the Facebook. Tell them what the Facebook is.
The Facebook is at Torchlit Tavern.
You got to find us on the Twitter. Tell them what the Twitter is.
At Torchlit Tavern.
It's so easy.
And of course, you can find us on the interwebs with our own very personal, very customized website. Tell them what the website is.
www.torchlittavern.com.
And if you want to help share us, on the Facebooks, on the twatters, so on and so forth, we've got a handy dandy hashtag covers all of that for you. Tell them what the hashtag is.
It's hashtaggy Torchlit Tavern, boys.
Without the
Hell
boys.
yeah.
Torchlit's one word.
Hashtag Torchlit Tavern.
Thank you.
If you want to start the hashtag Torchlit Tavern Boys as well, we will also search that and see what happens.
It's so easy, we have to make it difficult.
That's right. Fuck it. And if you want to come and support us on just a whole nother level, we've got a Patreon. What's the Patreon?
It is patreon.com/Torchlit Tavern.
That one? See, like I said, we've got to make it hard because we're too easy to find.
Too easy to find. It's so easy that we're going to make it more difficult, in fact, for you to figure it out. Just kidding.
So
no, we're not.
It's really not hard. Just okay, so if you're new to
pull out your Google.
You turn on your
Pull
computer
out your
or your phone,
fucking
you go
Google.
into the search bar, and you just type in Torchlit, one word, Tavern. That's the tricky bit. Torchlit's one word, because that's bad English, but we're bad at everything, so we thought we should throw that in there.
Winks with both eyes.
So Torchlit Tavern, and if you Google that, you'll find me. You'll find me so good. I'll be waiting. I'm ready. I've got the mayonnaise.
And once you find us, once you find us on the Patreon, keep in mind we got a bunch of tiers, and the new tier we're just opening up right now. It's the exclusive. It's the exciting. It's the executive $20 tier. If you sign up for that $20 tier, you're going to get a special gift. Anybody want to tell them what the special gift is?
What we have is a beautiful example of a dice tower, nicely formatted as a tree with a small tray. Ensure that your rolls are truly random, so that your GM does not bitch at you.
And accuse you of rolling too many 20s like I do to Strana every day. Can I say that I love Strana's Antiques Roadshow voice?
It's great. And last but not least, I just want to let you know, thank you for listening. We love you, and we want to get some of that love back. So feel free to rate and review us and share us and spread it like a good
jar of mayonnaise,
soft cheese, or you know what? That also spreads. For the most part.
At least
I
it's
always
not
put
fucking
mayonnaise on my sandwiches.
At least it's not Miracle Whip, I guess.
Oh no, fucking Miracle Whip is goblin semen.
Gross.
You've got to get that olive oil. Okay.
Anyway,
Olive oil
getting back to the good gameplay.
I do apologize to anyone who doesn't like listening to a shop, but it is part of Dungeons & Dragons, and it must be done. Hopefully, we kept it funny, and we kept it light, and we are done. We're done with the shopping. Everybody has new gear, except for Bruce, who I will address later on. I'm not going to forget Mitch, no matter how many times he accuses me of doing so.
Who?
It's that other guy.
What guy?
You know, big, has a beard.
Speaking of Bruce, we open up this game. Bruce is missing. Roy, you had time to kill. We find you sitting in the tinderbox in the back corner. You're sitting in one of the chairs at the back table. It's covered in old newspapers. There's a very large old chair that sits empty. Next to it, and you is a dog with his head down, and leaning against the table is a big, long fishing pole. The newspapers are old and musty. No one's read them in a while. It looks like Kendra keeps putting them there. The cat comes down the steps and rubs against Roy's leg.
I go down, and I stroke both the dog and the cat intermittently, and just kind of stare at the chair. In fact, you know what? I'm gonna climb up on that chair. But not in the seat. I'm gonna go up to the top half and just kind of sit on what is essentially the shoulder of a chair. And just kind of look down and say to myself, it's not the same.
You know that Granlin and the church, being the most powerful allies that you have at your bidding, Granlin's been doing research. The name that you guys overheard, you gave it to her, and she told you that maybe with the name and some extra things, she might be able to summon Bruce. But as far as she's been working on it, because summoning somebody bodily into the world so that they can stay it's expensive and it's arduous, and it takes a lot of research and preparation. She told you that maybe next week she'd be ready to bring Bruce back, so that gives you hope. But for now, you just have to wait. What do you do while you wait?
Can I just tap my foot here?
So you're sitting in the chair staring at it, and you're there for a while, sort of brooding and thinking about stuff, and right.
Yeah, Avil.
It's almost 9.
Okay.
You said that you would go check in on the Dillon. We need to get Dillon.
We'll get Dillon.
We need to find him and do anything necessary, Roy, to get them.
I mean, the people leave at 9. The guards leave at 9:30. He's not really alone till 10.
We need to get the compass back, Roy. We need to move.
Why though? Why do I have to?
Excuse me, Roy? What?
Why me? I didn't come here to do your fucking bidding.
Roy, it's important.
I didn't come here to be your puppet. I'm not your doll, your little plaything. I'm just fucking. Why do I have to do it?
So she's taken to actually like forming a ghostly image, and it's sitting across the table from you.
Dillon was right there. You could have went to him.
I could not. His soul belonged to another. I couldn't. Roy, don't make me say it.
Would it change my mind? Would it suddenly give me this newfound sense of purpose? Because I was happy just kind of fucking surviving. That's all I've really been doing my entire life. Just kind of getting by. And now I have all this shit to worry about because of you. I've been pretty just on board just because there's really nothing I can fucking do about it. But why?
O Crucible Croy, Roy.
Give me a good reason. What do I get out of this?
You'll save the world, Roy. You'll be a hero.
What's the world done for me, Avil? Why should I give a fuck?
We don't have time for your personal crisis.
Then you fucking go get it.
She like stands up.
All I've been doing is helping you with your personal crisis.
She pounds her fist on the table, but that only it makes no noise. And it demonstrates the fact that she can't do it. Damn thing. You want the truth, Roy? You want me to say it? The truth is that there's nothing special about you. You were there at the right time to save me, and without you there, I'd be dead. Anyone could have shown up. Anyone at all. But it was you, Roy. You're all I've got. I can't just switch from you. There's nothing that I have to say. You're all that I have. But you weren't picked, Roy. You're not special.
But still me. I still gotta do it.
Who else, Roy?
Let's fucking go.
So, where do you go?
Slowly to Dillon's, I suppose.
So yeah, you know where Dillon's place is. Molian told you that they'd been tailing him. You've been warned by Darius not to attack Dillon, but he never really told you the reason. You guess that somebody in the Watch vouched for him, which you've got. You know that the Watch and the Thieves Guild have a sword weird alliance, but you do know that you're not the same. You don't just do what they say, but there's somebody in the City Watch who Darius does listen to. Just outside of the street where Dillon's house, to be, is, you see walking down the street ahead of you a tall 6'6" 1/6 figure wearing a black hat that you know very well, and he's swiftly moving toward Dillon's home.
Quick, just reference for myself. It is a 2-story home, right?
Yes.
I'm trying to paint a picture.
Yeah, it is a large merchant-style manor house. Well, not manor house. It's a mansion. Yeah, it's a mansion. It's a mansion within the city. It's just off of Trade Street. Jeff, your character's moving in. Roy's come around a corner and he sees you moving swiftly down the street toward Dillon's home. Avil's been silent and she curses.
You're telling me.
I notice them and just simply increase my pace.
Grimm, why are we going the same direction?
Roy, I'm sure you know exactly why we're going the same direction.
Then you might want to slow your pace, because he's not alone.
I take my pace down a notch, and I turn to him. How do you know this information?
I caught up with him earlier.
You guys find yourself standing outside his door. You guys come up short as you're finishing the conversation.
He's guarded until 10.
Right as you realize that, you hear the sound of somebody speaking. A door is beginning to open. Do you guys do anything? Because it doesn't sound like Dillon.
Yeah, I go invisible.
I book around the corner.
All right. Outside steps a couple of palace guard who nod at someone behind the door and say, "You sure you don't want us to stay?"
No. I'm planning to do some painting tonight, and I don't quite like an audience when I do it.
Very well, Captain.
Yes. Have a good day. Oh, and make sure your wife got that recipe okay. I wasn't sure if the messenger got the right address.
Yes, it was much appreciated. And they say thank you again, and they go off.
Have a good night.
Night, Master Bennett.
Close the door.
What do you guys do?
I look for a open window or any way that I can. I look for an entrance. Any entrance visible. Do you want me to roll for that?
Yeah, do an investigation or a perception.
Are they gone?
Yeah, they walk
Or are
on
they
down
just
the road.
while Grimm's doing all that and wasting his time, I'm gonna knock.
It's okay. You can't see me wasting my time, so...
Dillon kind of stutter steps and goes, "What the? I mean, I guess if they were waiting, yeah."
Always punctual, Roy.
Turns around, opens the door, looks around, then looks down. "Hello.
Grimm's here too.
Magic, or
Yeah.
It looks up in the air a little bit.
I did not invite him, by the way.
Oh, well.
So, I rolled a 10.
From what you can see, every window is barred, every door is shut. The windows are, it has expensive locks and solid glass windows.
As Dillon kind of gestures for Roy to come in, he's like, "Well, if he wants to come in," and he kind of smudges a line of salt by the door. I guess I wasn't expecting him.
Hold on. Let me address that. Roy can cross that.
Oh, Roy can't cross it?
Roy can cross that. So do you want to smudge it or not?
No.
Okay. He invites you in.
I gesture for Roy to enter.
I enter.
As you enter, you feel a jerking motion, like falling. You know, like when your chair tips too far backward. There's like that panicked moment of falling, and you look back and you see that Avil has come up short and has been left behind at the doorframe, and she's staring down at a line of white that has been poured out on the frame.
Oh, what?
Seeing Roy kind of stutter, I was like, "You okay?"
Roy, careful! He's trapped you.
What is this?
Salt.
For?
In case Lord of Autumn or whatever sends his minions to kill me in the night.
It's fair.
She looks at the doorframe and she's like, "He's also bounded in cold iron. Roy, I can't join you."
I got the kettle on. Is there any specific tea you like?
She's like pounding on an invisible wall. She's panicked.
I was planning to make Griffin Port breakfast, but if you want like Duke Grey instead, I can put that on.
Breakfast is fine.
Okay.
Go ahead. I'll take care of the door.
Yeah, you're gonna smudge the salt line, because if my theory's correct, Avil's by the door, right?
Yeah, but now I'm kind of debating on whether or not I want to leave her there.
Well, if you want to talk just me and you're more than welcome to leave it alone, but I'm asking you to trust me, so up to you. And I leave the door alone, and I walk to go get the kettle.
She's making eye contact with you, Roy, and she's like, "Roy, be careful. My powers can't aid you in there. Don't go far." Grimm, what do you do? What are you up to?
Can I teleport in there?
Do you try?
I mean, I watched that go down, so I'm like, but that's the thing. I should have enough magical knowledge. Can I make a roll?
Yeah, roll me Arcana.
It's a good roll.
He promises.
Yeah.
24.
24. Yeah, you know that normally someone could. I mean, unless he has other methods of protection. But basically, I've given you a few little nice things just for being fairy. This is one of the drawbacks. You could not cross that barrier, as far as you know, any more than Avil can. You know, if you cast teleport, you would end up right back where you cast it. You'd flicker out, your magic would bounce against the barrier. Without an invitation, you cannot enter this home.
Okay.
Unless somehow the spell is broken, so to speak.
Right. Unless I'm able to enter through a porthole that's not cold steel.
Yeah, if you can find a way in, then yes.
Okay, well.
And you can start pitching ideas if you want to really get to it.
Yeah, do they have a chimney?
Yeah.
Is that bound in cold steel?
Well,
it might not be in use anymore.
No, I'm going to say that it is in use.
Oh.
There's a roaring fire.
That's fine.
It has been cold lately, so that makes sense, actually.
The weather's been all over the place.
I mean, you gotta boil tea on something, right?
Yeah.
So, for the confines of this is going to bounce off of you. For the confines of this, I couldn't go through the door or the windows because they are bound. But if there is a opening that is unbound, why could I not teleport?
The teleportation will not work because it is operating
line of sight.
Line of sight, yes, and just straight up old school home magic. You're not invited, which means that your power doesn't work here.
Okay. Well,
anybody who reads the Dresden Files. I'm going to get I love their lore. Even if you do find a way in without an invitation, it might be kind of like a veil. Your powers don't work here. You can be there physically, but you'll be leaving your magic power at the door.
Dillon.
Yeah. Do you take sugar, by the way?
Lots.
Lots? Okay. I'll bring the jar.
Can I ask you to invite a veal in?
I'm going to jump down the chimney, and as I reach the bottom, use prestidigitation to put the fire out.
Your prestidigitation doesn't work.
Oh.
You've left your power at the threshold.
Well, I meant can I prestidigitation down to the fire?
You can move down the chimney in a controlled way, but it is all physical.
No, I meant can I shoot my prestidigitation? I down the chimney?
No, what part of this don't you get? Your power's left at the door.
I'm still at the door.
Dillon?
Yes?
Could you please invite a veal in?
See, I would, but...
This is mainly just to piss off Grimm. This isn't a I'm going to harm you kind of thing. I will not for the sake of this conversation. But, fuck Grimm. So, yeah?
So, you want to have some tea and some cookies?
In concrete terms, short of beginning, to tear apart his home, it's going to be difficult for you to get in there with power. If you go in there, you've got to put yourself at a disadvantage. You went to his home.
And I considered destroying his home, but I've decided against it. I'm going to take my hat off. I'm going to put my fancier stuff in my hat, my coat and such in my hat. I'm going to put my hat, cast Unseen Servant, and then have it hold my hat outside.
That's great. That's actually so fucking
that's good.
I'm going to jump down the fucking chimney and then roll out of the fire.
All right,
pat myself off.
Give me an acrobatics check as you guys are pouring
17
tea and arguing. You hear in front of the fireplace, you're arguing about trying to get a veal invited, and a pile of bones tumbles through the fireplace.
Whoa. I'm still wearing my chain shirt and my pants.
It's a pile of bones wrapped in a chain shirt.
And my boots. I didn't take my boots off.
Tumbles through the fire and comes up rather acrobatically, sort of just in front of the fireplace, brushing embers off. You are going to take 2d6 fire damage.
2 whole d6?
It's a roaring fire. It's 10 damage.
Okay, I'll take the 10 damage.
As your conversation is interrupted.
So,
Ovil really starts to panic that you're alone in a room with Grimm and Dillon. She's just beating on that door.
Just hold on, okay?
I wasn't... you know what? Noted. Wasn't expecting the chimney.
Yeah, if you would just come to the door with me like a gentleman.
I would really love for somebody to address the fact that you need 3 cups of tea now.
Dillon goes back and finds a platter now. God damn it.
Now it's a party.
See, Roy, what I was saying was, as much as I would like to not piss you off in this moment and just have a nice conversation, I also know what patrons can do to people when they have control of a body, so it might not be a matter of me not pissing you off.
That's fair, but now also Grimm is in the room, and it kind of pertains to the 3 of us, I suppose. And she's kind of always been here every time we've talked anyway.
Yeah.
Mr. Grimm, would you like a moist towel, by the way, just to...
No, I'm fine. I appreciate your hospitality.
Okay.
Do you?
That being said, we need to have words.
I imagine. I didn't see you outside, but anyways, my den's this way, and I carry the platter with the teapot, few cups, sugar.
Ovil is shaking her head and screaming outside.
If she promises to do no harm, can she come in?
I could trust you to not stab me if we're talking. Even Mr. Grimm here, if he wants to know something, won't stab me.
Not first.
Will you come to the door and at least talk to her then?
Roy, this is a hard no.
Dillon, I'm sure you know why I'm here.
I'm sure there's many reasons why people are here, but the den's this way. He drags one hand's dragging another seat. I wasn't expecting a third person, my bad.
Neither was I.
Yes, well, you should always be expecting.
Well, I've read a lot about what to do when you're expecting, but it's a completely different
So
topic.
you're in the other room.
And I set the chair down, and the room is like a makeshift library now at this point. There's stacks of books everywhere, journals,
This is basically
paintings.
an old city home for Dillon's family. This home was given to you to use by your father when you started to do what he wanted.
And there's a lot of paintings. There's paintings of like darkened images, but if you like read the outline and look at it, it's like, oh, that's a Roy. Oh, that's a Grimm. Oh, that's a Bruce. You know, but it's like darkened, so you can't really tell who it
Do you
is.
sign your paintings Dillon or Damon?
Nothing.
No signature.
No.
Okay.
Dillon will sign them when he's good and ready to sign them. He only signs things he loves.
The art concept that it's never truly finished.
Yes. So Dillon sits down the platter. He pours a cup of tea, loads of sugar for Roy's, and he takes his without anything. And he kind of sets a cup and pours a glass of tea for Grimm, but he's not sure how that works.
Grimm, do you have a sugar bowl there?
Yes.
Grimm puts 2 scoops of sugar into his.
Fairies like things sweet.
There's also cream and there's what have you. And Dillon sits down.
He has his tea English, so he gladly puts some cream in.
Absolutely.
As well.
A gentleman's cup.
Roy's is mostly cream and sugar at this point.
More cream and sugar than tea. Very halfling. Dillon sits down, still in his full uniform, still has all his gear on him because he just finished with the palace guard. He sits down and looks at both of you before saying, "So, how can I help you?"
Where's the compass?
Where is the mantle?
Both answers are not with me.
Perfect. I need more than that.
I understand that. The thing is, you guys are probably very pissed at me, correct?
I'm not happy with you, but here's the deal, Dillon. You and I both know that there is a lot around the corner for our worlds, for your city, for your people. And what I want involves mine and yours. So simply, I've decided to take a different route with you. I want to know where it is, so that I may ensure that in the future, your problems aren't so entangled with my problems.
If you would like a simple answer of how to solve your problem, then I would recommend signing up for the local army. We are in need of soldiers for our invasion of Bree.
You are more than aware that I cannot sign up for your army. You are a lot of things, Dillon, but I paint you no fool.
Dylan, do you have a writ?
A writ
Yeah.
to sign up?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, here you go.
Just gonna go ahead and pocket that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was easy. Way to go.
Sign up and turn it into a local officer and get you conscripted. And Mr. Grimm, to answer your question, I believe a flesh mask and your friends at the Church of Moors, the priests, can more than accommodate you with a fake name or fake identity. Or you could talk to the Thieves Guild, who also know a lot of people and have a lot of expertise with creating fake identities. I know this because I sold them mine.
So, Dylan.
Dillon, do you need to make things difficult at every turn, or is it just a compulsion of yours?
I think it's a little of both, but to be honest, right now, I'm actually helping you.
Now, you see, helping me would have just been, giving me the compass,
And
like earlier. We went through a bunch of bullshit together to try and get the compass, and then you said, hey, trust me. And then I said, you know what? I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. For once. Because, we've kind of come to a better understanding these days. Am I wrong?
no, you're correct.
We've been trying to give each other, let's say, inches. Things have been a lot more cool these days. And then, when I decided to trust you, you went ahead and handed it away.
Betrayed that trust, yes.
And then not only that, you didn't stay to explain that, you ran from me.
Would you like to know why I did what I did?
Yes, Dylan, that's why I'm here.
Let's run through a theoretical then. Let's say you took that compass. Where would you be right now?
Not in your home wasting time.
Yeah, correct. You wouldn't be around your friends who could help you. You wouldn't be around anyone with any sort of reason to care at all for you. You would actually be in about a 6-foot deep ditch being buried as your patron led you to your death again.
Again? This sounds...
Yes.
Are we talking about me here?
Yes, because your patron led you to that compass over and over again, no matter what risk may have befallen you. If you had died, she would have just picked some random guy on the street, anyone at all, and said, hey, you're going to be special, you're going to be great, you're going to be powerful, just find me my compass, and she would have just continued the path. It wouldn't have mattered.
If I had died, she probably would have died.
Roy?
But also, I'm aware of that. I'm not happy about it. I didn't ask to be here. But, sadly enough, I have nothing better to do.
Roy, the thing is, I actually give a shit about you, even if you don't give a shit about you.
I love your little heart-to-hearts. Mortal and mortal. Really just bonding.
Get on with it.
There we go, bitter batter.
But all of this will mean nothing soon. And I've tried, and by all of the gods that you know and I know, I have tried to stress these points to you. And yet somehow, all of you, to my exasperation, think that it's some sort of game we're playing. It's not. This isn't chess or checkers or cards or dice. This is a situation in which not just your lives are on the line, not just my life is on the line, not hundreds, not thousands, but millions. So I would appreciate that we forego the cat and mouse, the back and forth, the dumb diatribe that you apparently survive off of, and simply give me the answers I'm looking for. I don't plan to go off half-cocked. I'm not going to start some trouble. I plan on formulating a plan and going through with it, and joining the army is not a viable version of that plan.
Mr. Grimm, you said I am no fool, and yet you are treating me like a child you are lecturing because he got a bad test grade. I have been working. I have been dealing with this since a ship landed on my front yard. So what I'm doing is making sure that you all don't die so I can fix this problem. Just because you don't understand what I'm doing doesn't mean I'm wrong. It just means you don't understand. I have an army marching to take your mantle back. You have a guy named Evan.
You have an army that is ill-informed, that plans to take advantage of something that it knows nothing about. Just like whoever owns it now. You may have a plan, but the longer you keep me in the dark, the worse your plan gets. You may not understand this, but as much information as I've divulged is not even the beginning of what I know. If you really were to have a plan, if you really wanted to be doing something, then you would, as opposed to playing at some version of Mastermind. You would do the smart thing and at least loop me in. But instead, you have, at every turn, cut me short.
At every turn I cut you short because I believe if I give you an inch, you will cut my head off. And you will also cut the heads off of literally everyone in your way. And that's the problem, Mr. Grimm, is you see an end game, I see the game entirely. You're treating me like I'm some idiot who sees this as checkers, chess. No. I'm trying to save as many lives as I can and save the goddamn world. You're just trying to get your fucking toy back. I'm gonna get the mantle back, and I'm gonna give it to you, and you're gonna fucking like it when you go back to the Feywild. Got it?
The entirety of his skeleton lights up, and he proceeds. If you haven't, in this entire time where I have sewn together this group that has tried at seemingly several, if not infinite, turns to pull apart, if you have not seen that I have worked are not just returning something, but saving us all, then you, sir, are an imbecile, and I'm sorry I thought different of you. This entire time, I have been working towards saving something I don't even care about, because it is all tied together. And yes, I do see it in game, but I see the path on the way there as well. It is not simply a means to an end. It is the fact that all of us are tied together, and I understand that better than you will ever fathom, sir.
You should really join the army if you really want your mantle. And, Mr. Grimm, you are not welcome.
When you say those words, Grimm gets lifted out of his chair and carried by an unseen force to the outside door, which slams open and leaves him standing outside. His unseen servant is sitting in the rain, trying to keep the rain off of the clothing.
Roy, would you like a cookie?
While the door's open, I'll remember this.
Yes.
Oh, here you go.
One more thing, Dillon. Before I head out here, we're pretty much done for the most part. Why to the army? Why couldn't we just handle this ourselves?
Because the King of Hell holds your mantle in the palm of his hand, and I refuse to let a single one of my friends die. Dillon pulls out something from his pocket and throws it to Roy. Here you go. That's a ring of protection.
Thanks.
I had other things, but, well, it's only you.
Speaking of hell, do you know what could help us get Bruce back? Granlund has said that they are attempting to permanently summon Bruce back, and they need items that are tied to him, of importance, I suppose. We've got a few of them. Do you have any more insight on that?
Dillon kind of pauses as he thinks for a moment and goes, he walks over to a cupboard that has multiple locks on it, and he undoes them, and he opens it, and it's barren, except for one thing that he pulls out and hands to Roy, which is a very old and beaten to shit fishing rod that Bruce gave to Dillon a long time ago, which was Bruce's original fishing rod.
You already have a fishing rod.
Not this one. This is Bruce's original fishing rod, his oldest rod.
If it's better than the one we have, thank you. I'll take it to Granlund.
And, Roy?
Yeah.
I'm not the bad guy this time. I really want you to know that. And, if you end up deciding to kill me, just give me a heads up.
Don't give me a reason.
You know, I've been trying to do that since we met. I'm not really good at it.
Roy, as you leave, you find Avil. The rain can't touch her, but, like, she looks weak, as if her hair has been matted down by heavy rain anyway. And she looks shriveled and quiet and shivering in, like, sitting in the doorway.
Hey, does the rain freeze as it passes through her spectral form?
No. Yes. Hey, it turns into hail as it passes through her head. She looks super weak. In the amount of time you've been away from her, it looks like she is wasted away. She looks much like she used to look when you first got together.
I just open the door and I just kind of stare at her as she looks like this.
She looks up at you and, in a quiet tone of voice, "It has to be you, Roy. It has to be you." As she kind of touches you again and connects with you again, and you can feel her already start to feel better. Akushil Mukri, Roy. Please don't leave me behind again.
I'll try not to.
Where is Strana?
Right here.
Who we've totally left out. Hey, he's still here. Cool. I'm really sorry that cut you out of this ep a lot. We will see if we can get Papadopoulos' things. And
Who?
Sobobos'.
You cursed yourself. This.
I did, man. All right, so we start out. It's early morning the following day. The sun is shining. It rained all night. You are standing in the altar room in front of Karnak Talmir. Karnak Talmir is the high priest of the Hand of Newman, and he's currently laying into Daedalus. You're standing behind him at attention.
Okay.
Daedalus, What were you thinking? You've gone against Krieg, you've gone against your entire order. What am I supposed to do with you?
You hear from Sobobos. He pulls out a little book, and he's flipping through it, looking at words.
A book. It's the Light of Newman, the holy book? Of course.
Yes. The miniaturized, condensed version.
Illustrated?
Oh, of course, has to be.
Yeah, it's gotta be. Daedalus, I need you to get your things together and go find Krieg and join up with him. He's taken the compass and he's going to go get this mantle for us, this power source. We need it. You know we need it for the next section of our plans. And Daedalus is standing quietly, just sort of he's been laid into for the last half hour. Karnak is gently but firmly shitting all over him. Sobobos, you've been watching Daedalus take it for a while. Daedalus kind of finally looks up at Karnak. He's like, I won't do it. What do you mean you won't do it? I can't. Newman has led me to believe that I shouldn't do it. I am the voice of Newman. What makes you think Newman doesn't speak to Fis?
Wait. But isn't it here in the scriptures?
Sobobos.
Yes.
You will speak when spoken to.
But no, that's another. That's on this page. The second.
He's like, Cherubim Daedalus, if you will not follow our orders, then I will hereby strike you from the ranks of the Fists of Newman. Daedalus is already unbuckling his armor.
Oh, no. See, it says right here.
Sobobos.
What?
I told you. Remember what we said?
Wait.
Sobobos acted
What page?
against
What page was that on?
the wishes of the group because he believed in lies that I told him. And I firmly am stating this on the record that Sobobos acted valiantly and courageously in the line of duty, and it is my fault. And you will find that information is backed by every paladin that we came across in the crisis. And if I need to step down, he takes off his armor and he drops it in front of the priest, and he says, then so be it.
Right.
And he steps up next to you, Sobobos, as he's walking out. He's like, just shut up for once, Sobobos, let it be. And he hands you his shield, which I've added to your inventory.
I saw that. It's like, I grab my, and you just see me going, just lips puckering, just going,
If you want to whisper anything to Daedalus, he's walking away, but basically he's going to leave you alone with Karnak now.
I whisper in a strained whisper, the kids need learning.
I'm way ahead of you, bud. And he pats you on the shoulder and he hands you his shield and he walks away.
All right.
Do you want to say anything to Karnak, or do you want to just avoid this man?
I have some questions. Sorry.
You always do, Sobobos.
So
I've never known anyone quite as versed in the scripture as you.
I got it miniaturized, so I can take it everywhere.
Yes, it's quite impressive that you can read that.
Well, you just have one of these. They have to grind it, and then you can look through it.
What do you want, Sobobos? You know that you are under my ire. Daedalus has vouched for you, but as you've just seen, he's been excommunicated.
Wait, what does ire mean?
It means that you are under my severe It means I'm angry with you.
Anger, right. Ire equals...
Sounded like Echo communicated for me.
It was excommunicated for me.
Okay.
He was echo communicated. We sent him to live with the dolphins.
The paladins of the sea.
The paladins of the sea, yes. Don't fall in the water if you're evil. True story.
That is canon now.
So Karnak, let me okay. So wait.
Yes, Sobobos.
I had a thought. Nope, I lost the thought. I lost the thought.
Will that be it, Sobobos?
Should I polish my armor?
Always. Go do that, please.
Polishing armor, yes. Yeah.
We are holding mass in an hour. Go get ready.
Mass. Got it. What if I bring some of the kids?
Whatever you want. Just get out of here. All right. So our final scene, Dillon, it's the following morning, as I said, and your mother she's been harping on you. Ever since you came back, she's gotten a lot better. Her health seemed to be very much tied to the fact that her son, she thought he was dead. We haven't really addressed your relationship with your mother. I think it can go mostly unsaid, but she wants you to come to church. This is your family's religion, and so
in a heartbeat.
Yeah, absolutely. You're sitting there in a pew, and we find Dillon at the Church of Newman on the day of sermons. The church's magnificent, gilded facade shines brightly in the morning sun. In the courtyard, a clambering mass of common folk fight over a good spot to listen to the magically telegraphed sermon of Karnak Tal. I am terrible at my own names, of Karnak Tal Opal. While a team of Dwarven smiths work diligently on a large, half-finished statue, the base bearing a plaque reading, "The hero of Griffinport, William Dimitri. His sacrifice shines a light on all our failings." Inside a series of comfortable, furnished pews seats a large number of Griffinport human nobles and royal attendees, all eagerly awaiting today's religious rites. Dillon sits next to his mother, whose health has improved since the return of her son from apparent death, and with her health has come her religious certainty that Newman will help settle her rambunctious and wayward boy. Certainty that Dillon has willingly entertained for her sake. The high priest Karnak stands behind a pearl-inlaid pulpit, looking out over his flock, and he begins to speak. Welcome, congregation. In these times of strife, it is good to see such true worshippers as yourselves. Newman's light shines upon you all, his true people. I say again, these are dark times. An attack was perpetrated upon this very church. Not long ago, agents of the deceiver himself tried to destroy us. An attack stopped by one of our very own, William Dimitri, a common man great of courage if not in station, whose statue we are building at this very moment out front. His heroism will be remembered thanks to the generous donations of our good King Regent, Robert II, and he nods, and at the front pew you see the deuce. Newman protects us, and we, the chosen worshippers, were never in any real danger. For Newman works in mysterious ways, somehow placing a lowly driver in the path of an evil cult. Newman protects us. But for how long? The weather shows us Newman's displeasure. His wrath is growing, for we have been wicked and slothful. We have let his enemies grow stronger. We have let the enemies of mankind to grow too brazen. They attack us because they think we are weak. We've shown too much temperance. Our charity and goodwill towards the world has only allowed an assault upon us. We have shown the hand of Newman, more than the fist. But Newman gives to us the tools we need to better the world, and show us signs so that we may know his will. The signs are here, my children. I have seen a vision from on high. A new weapon against evil has made itself known to me. A piece of divinity that Newman in his mysterious ways has placed in our grasp. I, Karnak, and the holy hands of Newman have been tirelessly working on a holy mission. We work now to bring forth the dawn. And while the hand prepares to spread the light like never before, our sacred brothers, the Fists of Newman, led by Seraphim Krieg himself, march to lead the fight against our enemies. With the help of King Robert and Willin Bennett's armies, and upon their return, we will bring forth the dawn, a new age beginning right here in Griffinport. Soon Newman's light will wash away the wicked and unclean. The non-believers will be shown the truth of his radiance. Bring forth the dawn. 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 Bring forth the dawn.
Bring forth
the dog.
The dog.
The dog? Roof.
Hello, everyone, and thank you again for following us on our journey through another episode of Torchlit Tavern. You've listened all the way to Arc 3, we hope. If not, you can always go back and catch up on what you've missed. First of all, myself and the rest of the members in the Torchlit Tavern would like to say thank you to everyone who listens to us. We love telling our stories, we love your engagement, and we love to entertain you guys, so thank you. Don't forget that if you do enjoy our podcast, please like us, rate us well, share us, tell your friends about us. We have no designs on any grand empire, but we do like telling our story, and we'd like to share that with as many people as possible. And you, our beloved listeners, are the gateway through which we can do that. If you're looking for other ways to listen to us, we can be found on Apple Podcast, Spotify, Stitcher, or your preferred podcasting service. If you want to engage and find a little bit of extra interaction with the Torchlit Tavern, you can search Torchlit Tavern on Facebook or Twitter. And we have established a Patreon at patreon.com/Torchlit Tavern. If you'd like to go that little extra mile for us, you can do so there, and we will kick back to you with monthly content updates. This could be anything from narrative expansions, world lore, or even just an insight into the characters of the world themselves. And last but not least, if you want to chat with, compliment, or ridicule one of our lovely players, you can find us at the following locations.
All right, have a good night, everybody. We'll see you next time. You can find me, Jameson Oxford, at @something_master on Twitter.
And you can find me, Ryan, aka Roy, at Ryan SCB Santos on Twitter.
And I'm Randall, and if you want, you can follow my inactive Twitter account at Argo Omega, or you could just look at the Facebook, and I'll be there.
This is Jeff, still playing the Jello-Man Skeleman himself. If you're looking for me, you can find me on Twitter that I never use at big_J_the_bad_man. You know, I think maybe I should have my own Twitter. You shut up. It's not time for this things. God. You can definitely find me at the Torchlit Facebook. I'll be there. No, I'll be there. Somebody will be there. And thanks for tuning in. Fuck you, Warlock.